Alright, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to be sharing some of my tips and tricks to beating the first level in Sifu. Now this isn't like an official guide or anything like that, but I will show you how to play pretty safe and some of the strats that I use to get through it consistently without dying. So with all that said, let's get into it. Now these first two guys are pretty easy. You know, they're obviously here to help you get accustomed to the game. So practice some of your parries, practice some patience, and you should be fine here. Now this next room branches off into a shortcut that you unlock later on once you find the keys. So we're going to go back to that later, but for now we're just going to stay the normal course. One thing that you have to learn quickly while playing this game is to always pick up weapons that are near you because they will help you turn the tables of a fight, and you also don't want the enemies to pick them up. So use them. They break after a while, but they're pretty helpful. Okay, here's a pretty helpful tip. If you taunt an enemy before you start fighting, it puts your multiplier to ×5, thus you're able to get more points. I don't use it that much because I don't care for the score as much anymore. I've pretty much done everything in the game. Okay, so finishers on enemies, you pretty much have to hit them without them noticing you. So you can throw a bottle at them, you can punch them in the back, and that will prompt a finisher, and you pretty much get a free kill. One thing while playing this game is you have to get comfortable with using your push attacks and your trips. Like those will save you so many times because you can push enemies into walls, or if you get them stunned, you can trip them and get your ground damage. So practice your back forward X move and your back forward Y move. And I believe that's square and triangle on PlayStation. Another move to get very familiar with is your throws. Like these open pathways when you're fighting big groups, you can just throw somebody, depart, and you can get out of there. So get very comfortable throwing, and if you don't know how to throw, it's after you parry, you hit X and A on an Xbox controller. That'll be square and X on a PlayStation controller, and on PC you got your own keybind, so I'm not entirely sure what it is. Now the hallway is pretty fun. You just take your time here, and these guys are fairly weak, so you shouldn't have too much trouble. Only real trouble is the guys or girl with the bat. So just be patient, duck when it's appropriate, and get your punishes in. This room is also really good for practicing your parry into a throw, so practice it here and get comfortable with it. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this next room, and I usually like to take out the guys on the right side first, then the left side, and then the middle, because if you don't, they will all swarm on you, and that's never a good thing. So we're gonna get the guys on the right first, then the left, then we're gonna pick up the broomstick, and then we're gonna beat the guys up in the middle. And like I said earlier, you can get a stealth attack on some of these guys in this room, so try it. The first two are pretty much guaranteed, but the third guy kinda is iffy. So remember to really try not to get tunnel vision when playing this game because people throw things from weird angles and it will hit you. And if you're playing well enough, the game will throw a curveball at you by powering up one of these guys that you go to finish. So whenever this happens, whenever you go to finish someone and they power up, they like fight you back and get all their health back, that just means that you're doing well and the game is trying to, you know, give you a little bit of a challenge.
Warehouse. I'm getting closer.
Now here at the shrine, since we're trying to get the true ending to the boss battle, We are going to save our points to pick up the parry impact perk, but since we don't have it right now, we're just going to pick the focus bar. And if you don't know how to get the true endings to the boss battle, you have to break their blocks twice in the second phase. And that can be pretty difficult to do because you kind of have to pull back your damage and don't go all in on them. So this perk helps out a lot, and we will be picking up when we get the points. Now for the first real curveball that the game throws you, besides the enemies powering up when you're doing good, is the big boy. And he does have a different attack pattern, but the main thing to worry about with this guy is getting grabbed. So just follow the prompt on the screen, which is going to be to dodge down to block it. But sometimes you still will get grabbed because the camera angles in this game are kind of terrible at times. So keep out and look out for that. But all in all, this guy's not too bad. Again, with the sneak attack, we're going to get this guy in the bathroom right here because he doesn't see us. And we also need to be careful in the next room because there are a lot of enemies in there and it's pretty easy to get swarmed, but I'm going to show you where to start and should be all good. Just remember to be patient, duck when it's appropriate, get your wall throws, and don't get tunnel vision. And we should be all good here. Now these two guys in the next room, like there's no real strategy to beat these guys, but if you pick up the pipe before you go in there, it's a lot easier. And I'm pretty sure these guys are like mini bosses or whatnot, but there's also a shrine in that room that we need, so we kind of have to go in there and fight them. But if you can, separate them. If you can kill one really fast, then that makes this room a lot easier. But all in all, it's really not too bad. Now, since we have enough points to pick up the parry impact perk from the shrine, we're going to grab that. We need it for the ending. Now, since we're pretty much to the point to where the shortcut from the beginning of the level would take us, I'm going to rewind back. I'm going to show you guys the shortcut, and we're going to meet back up right here at the same spot. Okay, so now that we're here back at the shortcut, which is an actual shortcut, like I mean it takes out so much of the stage, like it puts you pretty much at the final boss. And there's also a shrine in here, but it doesn't really compensate for the 2 shrines that you're going to miss if you go the normal way. So I usually never take the shortcut unless I'm trying to do like a speed run to the boss or something like that. But yeah, here's the shortcut. Now at the end of the shortcut, it does put you in the same warehouse as the normal way, but the shortcut puts you on the bottom floor and the normal way puts you on the top floor. The top floor is a little bit better because you can get 3 to 4 stealth kills before you actually start the fight, and on the bottom floor you just kind of gotta, you know, figure it out. So we're gonna transition back to the original run, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to get those stealth kills, and we'll move on from there. Now you do kind of have to be quick with these kills. The first person you're going to get right as she's coming down the steps, you're going to hit her, finish her. Then we're going to go run down the left catwalk. We're going to finish that guy at the end. Then we're going to run back, and I'm pretty sure this person starts to move if you don't get there quick enough. So we're gonna run to this person at the bottom of the steps. We're gonna get that finisher. And if we're lucky, we can get the person around the corner and get that finisher. Sometimes you don't get it, but most of the time you do, but give it a shot. Now, if you've been doing pretty good, one of these enemies usually power up during this fight, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, just finish cleaning out this room and on to the next. Now the next room, pretty much the last room with enemies, there's going to be a big guy in the middle. With this guy, he's going to have dialogue. We can talk to him, but you can just run up, smash him in the face, and get a finisher without having to fight him at all. And the other two guys will push over, so just beat them up and we're done with this room. Okay, so we made it to the boss room, and this guy really isn't that bad, but he does have a little tricky combo. But for the most part, just be patient. Don't try to preemptively dodge him. Just dodge when he moves. Like, don't try to dodge before he attacks, because he will punish you. Now, you can dodge most of his attacks by dodging left or right. He does have a sweep that he throws out occasionally, but it doesn't do that much damage. Just don't get hit by the roundhouse kick, because that one will push you back, and you don't want to get pushed back and then hit a wall and get your guard broken and all that stuff. But so just be patient. This fight isn't too bad. It might take you a couple tries if this is like your first run through, but it's not too bad. Also, don't forget to pick up a weapon before you come in here, and don't forget to use your focus attacks on them. Those are pretty useful here. This is also a good time to practice your punishes, so whenever you dodge one of the attacks, get him to whiff, and you know he's standing there open. Try to get your sweeps, try to get your pushes, try to push him up against the wall, and get your ground punishes. And what you don't want to do here is spam attacks at him. Just be patient. If you've hit the button more than 2 or 3 times without him being stunned first, then he's gonna swing back and retaliate very soon. So just keep up your attacks, keep up your dodges, and once you get done with this, we're gonna move on to the second phase, and then I'll try to break down how to get the actual ending of the fight. Okay, so phase 2 of the boss actually is a little bit easier than the first phase. His attacks are more telegraphed, and he's actually a little bit more easy to parry. Now his first attack of this phase, he's gonna jump out of the bushes, try to slice you. You just wanna dodge backwards or left or right. And I actually dodged too late for this one, so you want to dodge a little bit earlier. It doesn't do much damage to your health bar, but it does do a lot of damage to your structure bar, so be careful getting hit by that one. And for his actual normal strengths, you can usually get away with just dodging left and right when he's throwing attacks. Just remember, don't dodge too early because he'll hit you, so just kind of dodge when you see him about to hit you, and you should be fine. So that attack right there is what we're looking to parry. So look at his bar the next time I parried that attack, or rewind the video, whatever. And this is how we're gonna get the actual ending. So remember to time your left and right dodges, parry when he swings at you with the machete, and try to punish him with light attacks. Unless you're just going for the kill, then, you know, do your big damage combos, get your sweeps, get your wall pushes, all of that stuff. But if you are going for the true ending, pull back on your damage a little bit. And here you see I break his block once, but I don't go for the finisher. He's gonna recover, look at me all crazy, and continue to fight. Then he gets lucky, he kills me right here, but we're gonna keep going, it's no biggie. And then I break his block again, but instead of finishing him, on the screen you can see it pops up, says spare, so we're gonna spare his life, and we're gonna get the actual ending to the fight. And if you do this for all the bosses, then you get the true ending to the game, get the achievements, all that good stuff. And that's the end for this breakdown slash commentary slash walkthrough slash not really sure what this was. But if anybody's still here, hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Alex. Subscribe, like, all that shenanigans, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later, and peace out.